Good morning and welcome to Write with Rachel. I'm Rachel and I'll be your guide today. We're live today from my studio in San Diego, California. I'll be improvising as I go, including developing the prompt and writing with you. If you're ready, go ahead and grab a journal, your computer, a sketch pad, your favorite voice app, or whatever tools you prefer to express yourself. In writing practice, I believe it's always good to bring in different sensory elements. So every workshop that I teach involves a different sense. Today's prompt is 1 plus 1 equals. And our word of the day, let's shake our box and I'll select one. Our word of the day is going to be sing. So we have sing for our word of the day. And then our sense today is going to be sense of smell. So our word choices include popcorn, coffee, smoke, cinnamon, perfume, and cleaning products. I'm going to roll one of our dice here and let's see which one we get. It will correspond. And our smell for today is going to be 3. So we have smoke. So we have sing and smoke. Sing and smoke for our prompt today. So let's talk about how we could turn these into some different prompts based on what you would like to do with your writing practice today. So let's say that you want to write or start a story draft, and it is about a singer, and she takes a singing gig in the forest. She's very excited and a little bit nervous. And as she starts to sing, the room begins to fill smoke. Not just smoke from cigarettes or vape, but smoke from a fire. The building is on fire, and so is the surrounding forest. And she's told that the only way she can save people is to sing for her life. What does that mean? What does she have to do? Well, ... That's the story. If you would rather go in a journaling direction, you could write about a time where you went to a concert. Maybe it was in a place like Las Vegas, maybe in an era where smoking was still allowed. Maybe you listened to someone sing and it was in a smoky room. Maybe you think about the lyrics. I believe it's a Journey song. Yeah, seen her in a smoky room, the smell of wine and cheap perfume. What does that invoke for you? A certain situation, a certain type of feeling. If you'd like to go into a list making direction, you could go in a more literal way. You could say, what does singing and smoking have in common? You could make a list of words that begin with the letter S. You could say why singers shouldn't smoke. You could also make reference to the word smoke, referencing of singers' voice. In this way, it actually is an auditory clue, not as much as a smell type of sense. I also encourage you to consider the wild card option. The wild card option is 100% your decision. You can write about anything that came to mind. Perhaps it was anything to do with the word singing. Maybe it's person singing. It could be a group singing. It could be a bird singing. Maybe there was something on this list that sparked your imagination. Popcorn, coffee, cinnamon, perfume, cleaning products, all different types of smells that might have been a good spark for your imagination. As always, with all of our writing practice, I do encourage you to choose the prompt, the direction that feels most interesting to you today. Now, in a moment, I'm going to ring the bell, which will signal the beginning of my writing practice. I'll start drafting my ideas and sharing my thoughts. If you're watching the video, you can watch as my words fill the screen. After I draft for about 5 minutes, I'll switch to a silent writing time. You're welcome to join in whenever you're ready. If you're listening to the podcast, take this time to make note of your ideas. You could jot them down, make a mental list, or speak them out loud. After our shared time is up, I'll ring the bell to signify the end of our writing time today. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to flip the hourglass to signify when to start and finish. I'm starting this story direction with a singer. She's glad to get the call to go fill in for a friend of hers. She needed the money. She hadn't sung on stage for a long time. Mostly because I developed a bad reaction to most smells and scents. However, this gig presented a unique opportunity. It was at the home of someone quite similar to me. A scent free home. I was assured that this would allow 3 things: safe, the joy of singing, and also my ability to earn some money. My driver dropped me at the door. And I was greeted by the house manager. She frowned. We didn't hire you, I explained. She nodded skeptically, rolled her eyes, and said, "Your friend explained all the details, correct?" "Correct," I said. And then I signed the contract. I went into the dressing room. It was indeed pristine, perfect. Okay, this ends the first 5 minutes of my drafting time. I am going to flip the hourglass again, and I am going to write silently for the next 5 minutes. If you haven't started writing, I encourage you to join me. And this ends our 5 minutes of writing together. If you're in a good flow, please keep going. If you'd like, you're welcome to share what you wrote today in the comments. But if you'd rather keep it private, that's perfectly fine too. I'm going to share a little bit about the rest of the direction I took my draft. So we have our singer. She's very allergic to smells, especially smoke, for example, cigarette smoke, the kind of smoke and smells you might breathe in a nightclub. She takes this opportunity because it's at the pristine home of a famous former Hollywood star slash singer who has very similar condition. She feels like the environment is going to be pristine for that reason. She's in the dressing room. She changes into her costume. She feels her heart beating with excitement and anticipation. She looks in the mirror. She sees her sequins sparkling in the light, and she is excited and ready to perform on stage again. The house manager brings her to the stage. It's beautiful, a gorgeous setup, just like an old Hollywood club like you might see in the movies. And in the middle, the old Hollywood actress in her bubble of safety. But our singer then gasps as she smells the cigarette smoke filling the room, barely able to make a sound. She tries to sing as her music begins. She tries harder. She feels her throat closing. She gasps. She tries to sing again. The smoke smell is clogging her nostrils and making her feel faint. Sing, girl, sing, shouted the Hollywood actress. She wheezes her way, stumbling through one song. A man turned to the Hollywood actress. See, he said, no one will ever be better than you. The actress smiled. And that's the end of my draft today. I'd love for you to join me again tomorrow. I'll be posting a new writing session every Monday through Friday. And if you'd like to keep writing together, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow's Tuesday, so our prompt will be finish the story. Thank you for writing with me today, and I will look forward to seeing you again soon.